Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review of another 80s horror film. And this time it's a film that... I don't know if this would be a rant, but I'm not really a fan of this. It's just one of those... one of movies, but... It didn't get me mad, but I would never see this film again. And that's X-Ray. I mean, I'll say I liked it more than Schizoid, but that's not saying much. Now, X-Ray was also known as Hospital Massacre. It's directed by, I believe the guy's name is Boaz Davidson? I know it's a guy who would go on to produce the Expendables films with Sylvester Stallone, among others. And before that, he was a director. And X-Ray, or again, Hospital Massacre, it's a movie that I like that it takes place in a hospital. I'm a sucker for hospital settings and horror movies like Halloween 2, Silent Rage, even, Blue Monkey. Although I like those more than this. The story is, you have a flashback where a kid leaves his Valentine card. And the girl and a friend of hers, they look at it, they laugh, they crumple it up. And the kid who left the card sees this. So while the little girl goes off, you hear noises, and the girl comes back, and her friend has been killed and hung on like a hat stand. I'm like, okay, this way to open a movie. I mean, it's a kid killing another kid, and you see the dead kid hanging from a hat stand. I'm like, okay, that's a way to open a flick. You got my attention. It's 19 years later, and the girl has grown up. She has a daughter, a boyfriend, she's divorced, and she goes into a hospital to get some tests done, or get test results. She's already had the test, but she's getting the results. And that's where things go awry, because as soon as she gets in, a killer's in there, and he's killing people, but also messing with her tests to make her stay there. Yeah, Boaz Davidson was the director. I thought the lead, Barbi Benton, playing Susan, I thought she did fine. I did not mind her. I thought she did fine in the acting department with the script that she had. But the movie doesn't have much for gore. I mean, there's a little bit of a body count where this guy in a hospital gown, surgical mask, he starts killing people. Like, he lures a doctor to the secluded part of the hospital. She gets stabbed, and a bunch of blood splashes on the killer's face while he has the surgical mask on. There's stabbing. He chokes with a, what's this called, stethoscope. Let's see. One guy gets stabbed through the neck. Looks like one of those little saws. The most ridiculous one, and I'm like, come on. He stands in a hallway with a big bed sheet and runs toward a nurse like this. Like, he has the bed sheet like this covering the hallway and just runs towards her. And this nurse is so fucking dumb. She said, and runs. I'm like, there's all these open doors on the left, all these open doors on the right. There's about 50 fucking rooms you could go into and lock the door. But no, she runs a little bit, then she stands, is like, ah, and then the killer wraps her and then sticks like a big needle in her chest. And I'm like that's so fucking dumb. He kills one doctor with like a little hatchet to the head. So it's not too gory of a film. There's also some oddness to it. Like, there's these old women, like 2 or 3 old women from the time to time. Talks about how dirty or diseased our lead character is. Another weird thing is early on when she's in this elevator, there's this guy slouching with red on his face. He's like, is he dead? And instead, and it's dripping on her shoe. And the guy, he acts drunk and he has a lot of ketchup on his burger. literally like smeared over. And I'm like, what the fuck? Or another odd thing, like one of the doctors, they do a checkup on her, but for some reason she has to be topless. Which, I mean, she looks good, so I can't complain too much, but she's topless for some reason. And she's only in panties, and he takes her blood pressure, does a physical, draws blood, all while she's only in her panties. Why she couldn't have a shirt on or anything for this, I have no fucking clue. I doubt that's how hospitals work. That if I go in, I have a female nurse go like, hey, just be in your underwear. I'd be like, man, I gotta go to the hospital a lot often then. If that's the case, I gotta go every week. If that's the case, maybe to get a happy ending. Sounds to me like the movie is pretty dumb. It's not as bloody as it sounds. The movie just, when the kills are not happening, there's really not much going on. It's pretty much the doctors not telling her, even though she's asking, why are you keeping me here? The killer messing around with her medical records to keep her there. The boyfriend's out in the car, comes in, and then at one point gets killed, and she receives like a box, opens up, and her boyfriend's head is in it. But then when she calls out, other doctors come in, and there's a birthday cake, so the killer switched stuff. Or a cake, not a birthday, it's a cake. Now, it doesn't have to be a birthday cake, but still. And then the finale, the killer has her on a table. She's like, what do you want? He's like, what I always wanted. Your heart. And the chase goes a bit long, and it's not that fun or exciting or thrilling. I mean, the ending I don't mind. She hits the killer with a pipe, gets a lighter, lights him on fire. Real person on fire. He comes after her. They're at the top of a building. She moves out of the way. The killer falls off the building to his death. And it doesn't end on a stupid note. Doesn't end on a dumb note like he knows you're alone. Or a sequel bait ending. Or a downbeat ending. So... and the movie's only like an hour and 20 some minutes, so it's, I mean, I don't know, I just, maybe if you like 80s, as one guy says, you like 80s slasher junk food, maybe you can enjoy it as a kind of a bad, fun way. But even then, there are other films that are more entertainingly bad, like Don't Go in the Woods or something, or like Graduation Day. But this is just like, there's not much plot. In a slasher, I know, but even here, it's, if every kill... I think one thing they could have done is every kill be different with some medical thing. Like Dr. Doodles. Like, Dr. Doodles is a better... I want to say better version. It's not the same story, but a movie about a killer doctor. Dr. Doodles is a lot more fun. Like, the kills are more in variety. Like, a lot of the kills is just from a knife. And it's like, come on. You're in a hospital. Have every kill be something... I mean, there's a little bit of variety. I mean, there's the fucking death by bedsheet, then he stabs a needle in her chest. So there's some variety, but quite a few of them is just stabbing with a knife. There's like a little hatchet thing, which I'm like, okay, it's, you know, the kills are, could have been a lot bloodier. And I don't know, it's one of those films that just... I'm curious, what does this have on IMDb? I've seen better, I've seen worse. I've seen it once, I'll probably never see it again. I did The Lead Girl, did fine. Barbi Benton, 5.0. I didn't understand that ending. I mean, ending. I didn't understand that rating. I mean, it's. I think if you had a little bit more interesting things going along when a kill's not happening, and then if you had the kills be a bit gorier, maybe that would happen. I mean, happen. See, my brain is already malfunctioning doing this. I don't know what else to say about it. It just, I like the hospital setting. The lead girl did a good job. Some of the kills, I wish they was gorier, but I don't mind. It's a fairly short film. Didn't have a stupid, insulting ending. I know that's not saying much, but again, there's a lot of hospital slasher films like Halloween 2, The Bits and Silent Rage, which I'm going to wait to review that whenever I do a Chuck Norris marathon, although I love Silent Rage. Dr. Giggles. Would I say I like this more than Visiting Hours? I don't know. Because at least that has Michael Ironside and William Shatner. But I would say the kills on here are more fun than the kills in Visiting Hours. Visiting Hours, I don't remember having much of a body count, to be honest. So I don't know. It's one of those films, I'm not really a fan of the film. But, it was interesting to see one time. But I don't see myself ever watching it again. There are worse slasher films like Final Exam and Terror on Tour, but there are a lot better slasher films too, like My Bloody Valentine and Friday the 13th films. So I just honestly watch the trailer, and if you're an 80s slasher film fanatic and you gotta see them all, go for it, but can't promise you'll like it. I mean, I saw one not too long ago called Hell Night. I enjoyed that a lot more. Don't Go in the Woods is bad, but it's more fun bad than this. Graduation Day isn't really that good of a film, but I had that trashy, fun 80s vibe more than this. I don't know. I'm just repeating myself, but hey, if it interests you at all, go for it. But, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. If you've seen the film, I'd be curious to hear your opinion on it, whether good or bad or whatever. See you for another 80s horror movie review later.